3, 2, 1, go.
Hello there, all you bucket heads, and welcome to people who had to watch the intro twice. This is another episode of the most disorganized podcast on the internet, Under the Helmet Podcast. While you're here, don't forget, important here, like this video, leave a comment, share, and of course, subscribe to Under the Helmet Podcast because we have got some great things coming, lots to talk about. Eli, let us dive in. We've got an episode of Andor to talk about and an episode of She-Hulk. So this is going to be a good episode.
It's going to be a good one.
You want to take a gander? Which one do you want to talk about first, Andor or She-Hulk? Which one do you feel?
I personally feel like we've got more to talk about in She-Hulk, but that is just me.
Okay, so let's do She-Hulk first.
All right. As far as She-Hulk goes, this, and I've said this to a couple people. You were the most recent. This has been my favorite episode of the series. We start off with a really beautiful montage of Jen and Josh's dates, and that it was really sweet. It was really cute. You know, it made me really happy to see Jen happy, you know, because she's finally got a guy who likes her for Jen, and that ultimately becomes the focus of this episode is, you know, people liking her for Jen versus people liking her for She-Hulk. And, you know, somebody having it definitely gave rom-com vibes, but you know, it was good rom-com vibes. It was good. I talk to people about She-Hulk and I'm like, this is the last thing that you would expect of a superhero show, because we don't have a ton of like big fights or, you know, something like that. It's a very casual superhero show, but I love it. I love that about it, because we get to see this much more grounded, which is weird talking about a lawyer. You get to see a much more grounded experience, someone who's much more down to earth, who I think, you know, back in the first episode, it was like superheroes are like people who have too much money or want to play God. I don't want to be that. And it's, I don't know. She-Hulk is interesting. I like She-Hulk. It's not everybody's cup of tea, and I understand that. I'm not telling you that you have to like She-Hulk. I'm saying it's a good watch. Tiny She-Hulk rant. So yeah,
Take it away.
montage was really nice. It was really sweet. Yeah, episode that would be in an act 2 of a movie. Not a lot of action. This is a very big character development episode. Like this is a Jen episode. Like I don't think we even had like a side plot for this. It was really just Jen. Here is the Jen episode. You are getting it. She's getting the character development she deserves, that she needs, and she does get that. Not particularly in the way that she wanted, but you know, it goes back to kind of that episodic style. We set up a problem, we solve the problem. We set up the problem, we solve the problem. And She-Hulk is a lot of that, and I like it. You know, it might not, you know, lead directly into the next episode, but there are definitely some things in the background that are doing that. We got the Daredevil tease. We have this Hulk King who keeps popping up, who is literally just just a username to us and a couple emojis. That, with Intelligentsia being brought in, I can't help but feel like that's the leader. Personally, I mean, like in the comics, the leader has always seen himself as above Hulk, from what I've heard. I admittedly didn't know a ton about the leader. The last time I had seen him was in Lego Marvel Superheroes, where he was pretty underwhelming. He could just hover and use a little laser gun. Oh no, I think he had mind control powers. So there was that. But yeah, you could actually use him to get Whiplash early, because Whiplash required you to have somebody with mind control powers, which then lets you have lightning powers early, so that you didn't have to play far enough into the story to get Thor yet. I worked my way around that game a lot. Lego Marvel Superheroes is lit. Highly recommend it to anybody who has not played it. Lego Marvel had enough people that they had to make 3 Lego games. Lego Marvel 1, Lego Marvel 2, and Lego Marvel Avengers, which was in between 1 and 2. And it's just the MCU. It's interesting. They need to do a big overarching one and give us alternate outfits for all the MCU stuff. That'd be lit. But that's just
kind of like Skywalker Saga, but like in Lego form. So
absolutely.
I will say this episode I enjoyed only because it made nerds go to therapy for a minute, and I was really appreciative of that. So it was definitely one of those episodes where I think the running gag in this show, even when it comes to the marketing, everything like that, is it's very much sort of a troll. And I was talking with some people like this about this on a TikTok live yesterday, and I think it was Darth Chaco, but he was saying how this show in particular is so good at, you know, playing with people's expectations, because it draws people in with, like, you know, we're going to get Daredevil, we're going to get Wong, we're going to get Bruce Banner. But they told us from the beginning, this is not going to be a cameo every week type of show. I mean, I think people kind of forgot that. And you have the people that...
Those first couple episodes did a pretty good job of making us forget that.
I think that's the point, though. That's the point of drumming up those expectations. And personally, I think when Daredevil appears, if he even appears, it's going to be in the last episode. Or, you know what would be really funny? Is if, like, Matt Murdock comes in at the very last scene, and the scene we see of him, like, flipping over the car and, like, his Daredevil suit is the post-credit scene.
I don't think they'll do quite that.
I think people's minds would fucking explode.
I think he will be
so pissed. I think he's going to be in the finale. I think that's where he's going to show up, is the finale. Yeah. And I saw a really interesting theory about this show where Matt has, you know, the reason we haven't seen Daredevil yet is because he's been there the whole time, just without Jen noticing. So the theory goes like this. Why would Daredevil, who's a New York hero, go all the way to LA? Why would he need to order a new suit? Why would he need to do all of these things? And I think the answer to that is because he saw Jen with her powers in the courtroom, or heard, and he decided, okay, this is a lawyer superhero who does not have the dichotomy that I have. Like, because Matt Murdock and Daredevil are two separate entities in Hell's Kitchen. Even though they're the same person, there's a split. And MCU hasn't been great when it comes to the concept of secret identities. So it would be nice to have a character that could navigate that and be like, hey, let me show you, you know, the secret identity, how it works, you know. It was very interesting to me.
To be fair, she's not done much of the secret side of the secret identity. one of the first things she did was
not at
tell
all.
the world.
And I have to say, yeah, absolutely. And this is not mine. I can't remember the creator who said it, but it was a theory I saw on TikTok that the Daredevil's been in the background the whole time, and he's been watching her and he's been watching her gather information. And you got to think, Matt orders his suit probably right around the same time as Jen, and he says that so Matt ordered his suit around the time of Jen ordering hers because he saw her get attacked and was going to step in as Daredevil, but
he didn't have anything.
She handled the Wrecking Crew by herself, which also we got to see one of the Wrecking Crew members this episode.
We did. We got to see Wrecker.
That fourth wall break was great. That was really funny.
I did really enjoy previously on this guy.
Previously on. I was the Wrecking Crew in the previously on. I don't remember. I only saw it once. But
they weren't. They were not in the previously on.
Because I remember watching it, but I think he was in the previous on. So shout out to them for making that joke. That was pretty funny.
I've enjoyed the fourth wall breaks. I have a friend of mine who I've talked to. They've been in chat every once in a while. They're not a big fan of the fourth wall breaks. I personally love them. I find them funny. It's like I grew up on Ultimate Spider-Man, the animated TV show, and evidently that's, people go back. Some people really like it, some people really dislike it. I enjoyed it.
Never seen it, so
it's interesting. There's like 3 seasons, and they have like a bunch of cameo characters. Like half the MCU gets their own dedicated cameo episode.
I may have seen clips of it.
They had freaking Moon Knight. That one was circulating around when Moon Knight was popular.
Yep. You know what? I've seen the clips from the show. Isn't there one where like he fights Daredevil not Daredevil, Punisher?
I think so. I know there's a Deadpool episode where Deadpool comes in. And cleverly, yes, not only is Phil Coulson in it, Phil Coulson is a major player for like a good amount of season 1. Like Phil sticks around. I love me some Phil.
I'm sitting here trying not to choke because as soon as I saw Phil, I knew immediately who he was talking about, and I was like, oh no, not an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. reference. You know what's funny? I think would be a really great meme if Callahan wants to make it is Callahan with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and me with Shadow of the Sith. Who's gonna bring it up first? Because I love that book, man.
You guys are just wait. Have you seen the 2 toilets that are positioned across from each other, looking at each other?
Yeah.
Have you seen the frames underneath that are like the guy from American Psycho and Homelander?
I have not. I haven't seen that one.
Okay, that is you two, playing chicken over which one is going to mention their thing first. Oh, people were liking my Spider-Man. Thank you so much.
I was thinking of the one from Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger's arm and the 2 buff arms.
Yep,
and
buff arms.
One guy says it's Dylan bringing up Shadow of the Sith, Callahan bringing up Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., derailing the conversation.
Yep. I started season 2 today, just so you know how far behind you are.
Sorry, I've been busy rewatching Rick and Morty for the 25th time.
Okay.
Hey, that show's funny.
Yeah, but 25.
It's an exaggeration, my friend. It's an exaggeration. It's not been 25.
Okay.
Sometimes
it is funnier than 24, though. Now we need to add in an additional arm that is, it is funnier than 24, just punching through the other 2.
Okay, listen. So, for those who are not aware, My birthday is coming up soon, and it is going to be my 24th birthday. So I know for a fact that my cake this year is going to be I'm going to special order. It's going to be SpongeBob and Patrick like laughing. And it's going to be like 24. And then next year my cake is going to be 20th and 24, 25. 25. 24.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for when we get to have your birthday on the show.
Anyways,
that's gonna be.
Let's get back. This episode, I enjoyed some of the characters at his retreat. We got a vampire character.
Yeah.
Whose dad was a vampire.
More blade
everybody's
teases.
saying it's a blade tease. I think they're wrong. They're forgetting the real Marvel legend here. I think this is a Morbius tease.
I'm this close to removing you from the fucking stream. I swear to God.
Sinister Six, let's go.
No. God.
Come on, man. All right. So what else do we have? We have Manbull.
Manbull.
I really appreciated the not Matador.
Yes, Manbull and El Aguila, which is another mutant. We have another mutant with this freaking bioelectricity sword. That was cool as hell.
That was cool. I'm not gonna lie. When I saw that, I knew nothing about that character. So when I saw that, I was like, "Damn, that's cool."
I was watching it at work in my fuel truck after I'd fueled an airplane. I was just like, "Shit," because he just like. But I did like.
Guy.
Yeah, I think his name is just Porcupine in his awful smelling suit.
Morbius.
Oh yeah, and we have Dorbius, Diet Morbius. It's Dorbin.
Diet Morbius.
I did really like.
My answer yes. Put my best up best. Put my 10 a 10. Or put my spend a spend. Have sex. Excel.
All right, I'm done.
Oh boy. Anyway, I really liked everything about the therapy session was really nice. Jen,
and of course we got to see Emil Blonsky again, which was cool. And what I love about Blonsky is that he actually makes a really good point in the episode, talking about, sometimes things happen that just happen for you to learn a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Opportunities present themselves for you to learn a lesson, but it's up to you to learn and find that lesson.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I loved Jen's conversation that she has in therapy about, comparing She-Hulk to, that friend that you had in school who was always Mr. or Miss Perfect. Everybody likes them. Everybody thinks they're really cool, thinks they're really attractive. And her having to... Huh?
Oh, I made a joke and I said, "Oh, look, it's me." And no, that's for that guy. You're not that guy.
Her having to... Oh, goodness gracious. Cal, how quickly did you... There you go.
This meme in the West.
He truly is. I might have to give him that role in addition. I'm just going to keep adding roles. But I really enjoyed, Jen getting...
No, I'm just now like checking the previous ones. I love "Hey Charlie, you want to come back for sequel September?" Yeah, sure, guys. And I love that for Charlie's face, you put the Lego Ray.
Oh yeah.
Dude, pull that up real quick. We were gonna do that bit anyway. I want to pull up now. Pull up the memes real quick. He's got skills, man.
Let's pull up the memes.
Staying on topic, Charlie bringing on a cute dog.
Okay, but Charlie brought on the dog, and we were so excited.
I did. So for those eagle-eyed viewers that watched the show and was like, "Hey, Dylan called the Dotson a douchehound. What's up with that?" So that is a story for another time. But I misspoke at a speaking. There was one time I was like speaking for something,
Mhm.
and I misspoke because I misread the word Dotson, and because it's spelt funny. It's not like Dodson. It's
Yes.
spelled like douchehound. And mind you, I was in like middle school,
Mhm.
so I was hosting the middle school beauty pageant at my school. I was the MC,
Oh
and
boy.
I'm reading off about this one girl. It's like, oh yeah, she volunteers, and she volunteers with stray douchehounds. That was my best joke of the night. I wasn't meaning to joke. So now for the rest of the time, every time I see a Dotson, I will call him a douchehound. And the best part of that is, my parents have a douchehound. We have a Dotson, and I call her a douchehound all of the time. I got the screen caps. There are no meme templates yet. Build
Oh
different.
yeah, he got a solid one.
Callahan put in the work for that one.
Callahan got a solid one of me as I was watching the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 1 finale, because it was big enough that he needed to have me live reacting. Like,
Are
it
you
was,
guys? Is that in the secret chat that I don't know about?
it's in the secret chat that you do know about, but you aren't allowed in. Yes.
Yeah, the one with level 4 access or whatever.
Level 7, but yeah.
Well, what can I say? I'm not worthy.
Not yet. Watch the series.
All right,
you
let's get
literally
back
just have to watch one episode and then we'll let you in.
I mean, I told you guys I saw the first.
You should watch more than that.
I mean, it's been a few years. I mean, actually, no, I've seen up to the Lady Sith episode.
The Lady
It's been
Sith
a while.
episode was good. I liked that. They used Lady Sith really well.
All right. Well, anyways, let's
Honestly,
get back
if
on
you
the
made
She-Hulk.
it up to Sith, you might as well just finish season 1. Might as well.
I mean, it's been so long since I've seen it, though. I wouldn't have remembered anything. So
then that's just a reason to
I missed
rewatch
it.
the rest.
See, I would do that, but I raised me watching Rick and Morty yet again.
God damn it.
Too many things. All right. Anyways, back on the She-Hulk. So I have to say, this was great. It gave us a lot of character moments, and not a whole lot else happened. And I'm really happy about that, because I think this a theme of this episode, more than anything, especially when it comes to Andor as well, is set up for something bigger. These episodes, some would say they're filler. I say I hate the term filler episode because because here's the thing. In these filler episodes, you get an opportunity to explore the characters. And I saw somebody talk about this recently with Rebels, where they were like, Rebels, it's a good show with good characters, but there's just so many filler episodes. And I'm like, you missed the whole point. They're episodes that build character. Like, that is the whole point of a filler episode, is that you get to spend time with the characters, learn about them. And here's the thing. You never know when a filler episode might be relevant later. Like, people called the Purrgil episode in Rebels filler. And there it was, being absolutely integral to the finale. So to say that it's just a filler episode, gain some fucking media literacy. Jesus Christ. I'm going off.
Going off. It's rant time.
And here's the thing. It's okay to be like, oh, nothing exciting happened this episode, so it didn't really hold attention. That is okay. That's all right. It's okay if the episode doesn't hold your attention. Listen, okay? I will say this. I am an unironic fan of the Arrowverse. Okay, I'm a huge fan of Arrow, Flash, but the thing I hated about those episodes is that even filler episodes, it was the exact fucking same plot. Like, I'll give you an example. Villain of the week shows up. They wreck some havoc to show, oh, they're a villain. They're here. Okay, the heroes do stuff. They encounter the villain. Villain gets away. The heroes fight. They regroup. Pep talk time. Come back. Fight the villain. Beat the villain. You know, I'm vastly oversimplifying, but that is the general plot. But here's the thing. When every single episode is like that, except for your series premieres and your series finales, it gets really, really, really fucking repetitive. So, with that being said, it is nice to have a show that goes, okay, we're going to build character, and here's the thing. We don't need to have She-Hulk going around slapping Titania through the streets or, you know, jumping or stopping some burglars or anything like that to make the show good. Here's the thing. You cannot complain and say, oh, they're a poorly written character, and then ignore the episodes where the character is literally spelling out their motivations and developing in front of you. You'll be like, he's a bad character. There's no development. Bro, open your fucking eyes. But yeah, that's that.
That's that.
Rant time over.
I feel like it needed to be said, though. It really
does.
needed to be said.
It does, and especially when it comes to, and I mean, to be fair, as fans of superhero media, we want to see. I feel like nowadays we become more accustomed to the super and less to the hero, and Marvel has always been about focusing on the hero, on the person, and they've cared a lot less about the super. Like, you know, if you want, you know, big explosions and feats and power scaling, go to DC. DC's got that kind of shit. But when you come to Marvel, Stan Lee has always said that he wants it to be just as much about the hero as it is about the super. Spider-Man has powers, but there's a reason why we spend time at his high school. We see his crushes, we see his motivations, and we see the fact that he has to make sacrifices in order to be a superhero. So what this show is doing is it is focusing on the hero. Because here's the thing. This show has proved it more than anybody can have powers and be super. It takes a different person to be a hero. And that's what this show is really focusing on.
I couldn't agree with you more.
And then Callahan's bringing up Ahsoka. He said, with only a few episodes, Filoni changed her character from an annoying character to a beloved character. So I think it's more than that. I think Ahsoka also is people grew up with Ahsoka, so they were able to grow with her character. So that helps a bit too. But also what they allowed Ahsoka to do is they allowed her to grow and they allowed her to develop. They allowed her to go through hardships and face things that, you know. And here's the thing. Ahsoka progressed with the show. And this is another thing that She-Hulk is doing, is that Jen is progressing with the show. The Jen in episode 1 is not the same Jen that we have in this episode here and now.
Because she didn't want to be She-Hulk.
No, she didn't.
And then when she got the She-Hulk name, she didn't want it.
You know, I think it's something to be said, especially when it comes to, you know, people like Jen Walters, where she's like, you know, this power, she didn't ask for this power, she didn't want this power. It was thrust upon her. But here's the thing. When you have that power, it is your choice how you use your power. And I think this show is reminding people of that, is, you know, you choose what you get to do with your life. And don't let other people dictate how you live your life. And I think that's very important. And I think it's one of the underlooked messages of this show. Because superhero media, at the end of the day, along with any media, has a message.
Yeah. Every bit of
It's
media
fun
has a
to see the
message.
cameos. It's fun to see the lights and and all of that. But at the end of the day, if the media that you're watching does not have a message, then the media is hollow. And I think that's something that more people could benefit from is understanding that, okay, this media has a message, and what is the message that the media is trying to tell? So I think often we get lost in that. I mean, if you give me an example of a media, I can tell you what the message of it is.
I'm
Like,
terribly sorry.
that
I'm
is the
getting
whole
quite
thing.
sleepy. It's hard for me to think.
That's all right. I'll give you a good example. Infinity War. Sometimes, message of Infinity War overall. Sometimes you can do everything right and still lose. Sometimes people can just be better than you, and that is okay. And then that transitions into Endgame of, okay, you've taken that L, you've taken that loss, you've lived in that world. Now you have to rise out of it, and that is the arc of Infinity War Endgame. That's the message that's being told. Every single superhero movie has a message. You just have to open your eyes and look for it sometimes. In this episode, more than anything is, when you have something like happen to you, because Jen was in an accident. She didn't want to be She-Hulk. And it's learning to accept who you are post an accident, which I think that people don't realize, is that this is about Jen learning and adapting to her new way of life, where she wants to continually go back to the old Jen and be the old Jen Walters, but the show is constantly reminding her you can't do that. But anyways, I think that pretty much covers this episode. Other than we found out the guy Jen went on a date with, stole her blood.
Oh yeah. Josh was not good. Nope.
Okay.
Working for whoever Hulk King is, so it's not ideal.
Also, he took a picture of her while she was asleep. Ew.
Yeah, that was fucking creepy. I didn't like that.
Weirdo.
Didn't like that at all. Fuck that guy.
Weirdo.
As far as Andor goes, I don't have a ton to talk about with Andor. I feel like
This was a pretty setup heavy episode, I will say. So I like Andor because it's taking its time to set things up. It's not running from one big plot point to the next. It's taking the time. So let's run it through real quick.
When Andor does, when Andor gets to, and I know we'll eventually get to that point where everything happens at once, it's going to be like a fucking bomb goes off. Because we're having these episodes, and it's almost like, it's like seeing someone set down barrels upon barrels of gunpowder and then unreeling fuse. We're still unreeling the fuse. We haven't even gotten to lighting it yet. We're still unreeling it. I do have a feeling we're going to see that fuse get lit soon, and then soon afterwards, it's going to explode.
Absolutely. So, couple things that we learned in this episode. Number one, Cassian served on Mimban.
Yeah, Solo.
Somewhere
there were
in the
Solo references in this.
Cassian Andor is there. He's on Mimban.
We also found out that Mimban was an Umbara situation. They had them fighting their own troops.
That's crazy. So, see, Han and Chewie left at the right time. Exactly. There are a lot of subplots. We get to see our girl, Mon Mothma. We get to see her absolute dingus of a husband. I have to say, listen, when you have a wife that is a girl bossing to the max, the least you can do is not invite her political enemies over for dinner.
Yeah, what the fuck? Like,
although, get this. So guess who's coming over? Sly Moore. That name drop is super interesting to me because Sly Moore is the Emperor's right-hand man. He is Palpatine's chief of staff.
Oh. What?
Yeah. Sly Moore is Palpatine's chief of staff.
What chapter of Shadow of the Sith was this in?
It was not in Shadow of the Sith. Well, actually, was Slime War in Shadow of the Sith? He may actually have been. No, it meant... Shit, actually. Hold on.
I've
Because there's one
shadowed
where it
the.
talks about giving Hanchard's mask to Hold on, now I gotta look. Hold on.
I've Shadow of the Sith baited him. This is almost as good as when Sidekick Red would pop in, say he ain't beaten Goku, and then leave, which would lead
He ain't
you to
beating
just
Goku,
yell,
that's for sure.
he ain't beaten Goku.
Yeah, hold on. Let me. Anyways, so. Oh no, sorry. Yuppie Tashu. Yuppie Tashu is reference, not Slime War. Is it crazy that I found that? Mind you, I've read this book once, okay? I've read this book once. May have to reread. Just saying. But yeah, Yuppie Tashu is the name. Anyways, so yeah, Slime War is Palpatine's right hand. I would like to clarify that Slime War is indeed ain't beating Goku. Yes, Slime War is indeed ain't beating Goku. Goku built different. Anywho's, back to Andor, because we also see we also get to see Coruscant. We get to see the headquarters of the Imperial Security Bureau.
Yeah,
And
dude,
let me just say,
I love the ISB. The ISB is such a cool place.
I absolutely love the guy who was leading the meeting.
Yeah,
He is peak Imperial. I cannot remember his name right now, but that dude is peak Imperial. He is snobby. He is an asshole. He is everything I want in an Imperial character and more. Okay, he is great. I immediately looked at that guy and said, "He's a fucking dickhead," and I love him.
Mm-hmm. Those characters
Also,
you love to hate are always the most memorable.
Absolutely. Let's see what else is there. So we also get to see
the new ISB gal.
Yep, new ISB gal whose name
She's
I don't remember either.
Power hungry.
But we see that the Empire takes over the sector from the Corpos.
Yeah, like officially takes it from them, which I think it'll be interesting to see how Officer Bootlicker, Assistant Investigator Deputy
Zero.
Yeah.
Now it's just Zero. Bro got fired, went home to his mommy, got bitch slapped, and brought in the door, and that was his whole storyline this episode.
That was, and it was fucking hilarious.
As soon as I saw that, I was, oh man, this is good. This is gonna be good. You already know ISB is gonna use him in the future.
I'm waiting for the John Walkerification of him. I'm waiting for it.
Definitely. So shout out to TikTok for because I did a stitch of a video where somebody said I don't know who to root for in this show. These guys aren't the villains.
I did see that.
I think I sent it to you, but yeah, I made a bootlicker joke. I actually held the boot and was like simulated licking the boot, put it away in my very thick Southern drawl. I was like, yeah, hell yeah, brother. Couldn't agree with you more. And I pulled out another boot and I said, I saved one for you. You want some?
I will say, the fact that you were seen not licking a boot on screen is not helping the feet situation, Dylan.
I'm never going to let that down. Listen, okay?
It's absolutely not.
It's just that one scene with the Statue of Multiverse of Madness and... regardless, moving on.
It was one time. Okay. Let's talk about Luthen Rail, my new favorite character of the show.
I want to talk about Cassian before we get to Luthen, because I want to kind of talk about his arc in this and the fact that we get to see yet another Poncho Man. Big dub.
More ponchos.
What is Star Wars if not ponchos persevering?
This is true, because they're in everything. Take, for example, Cal Kestis and his 50 billion ponchos.
So you know how Lando had a cape rack in the Falcon?
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling that Cal has a poncho rack in the Mantis.
I have a feeling it's not a rack, it's just a drawer, and all 50,000 of them are shoved inside, because he does not have room for a rack in that little engine bay he lives in.
Ogdo Bogdo one on the top.
Oh, yes.
First thing he does when Marin gets on, he's like, Marin, I'm going to show you my poncho collection.
And then he customizes his lightsaber for half an hour.
Just like me, for real.
Cal, what are you doing? I don't know. I can't stop. Make it stop. This one or this one?
I can't decide if I want a thin neck emitter or a thick neck, you know.
There's only one thin neck emitter in that entire game, and it's so saddening. That being said, it is the one that looks like Obi-Wan's and Luke's, so I'm okay with
Cordova, baby.
Eno Cordova, baby. Let's go.
Speaking of thin neck emitters, I have a thin neck saber, and I absolutely love it. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, I love that thing. I show it off all the time.
So Cassian.
Yeah. So Cassian gets to what's the planet called again? Starts with an M.
Aldhani.
Aldhani. So basically, Cassian meets with a group of rebels, and they're going to steal the Imperial payroll.
Yeah, it's like a quarter rotation for the entire sector.
So to that I say, there's a lot of things that you can fuck with. But don't fuck with someone's money, okay?
No, absolutely fuck with the money.
No, hear me out on this, okay? There are, if they were like going into the armory to steal weapons or ships or anything like that, perfectly fine. I'm down for some good old rebellion. But you're fucking with people's money. That's their livelihoods. The rebels are the villains. I take everything back. Give me a boot, whole hogging that shit. Slobbering on that boot with the licking.
You're not helping your case. You are actively making your case worse.
It's a joke. What am I canceled? Well, it's a joke. But no, so they're going to go through and they're going to rob the Imperial Vault, and they're basically going to escape in the Festival of Asteroid Stars or whatever. So I'm excited to see what happens.
And they're going to do it in a minivan.
Yep.
Against sports cars with guns.
It's going to be very interesting to see. I'm very excited for the heist. I have a feeling it's going to go terribly wrong. Obviously. We know Cassian lives, but taking bets now, who's going to die?
Oh, yeah. Oof.
I got dibs on... I'm going to say that either the older gentleman or the young kid that we saw at the very beginning of the camp.
The young guy. I feel like the young guy bites it.
I think he's being set up, but I think he's going to get like shot or something. And the old guy is going to sacrifice himself to save the young kid.
Ooh, okay.
That's my prediction. That's my prediction going in. So, also, I just realized we didn't put up the She-Hulk or the Andor tickers on this episode. So sorry to people who are watching in post. Sorry about that. Watch us live.
At the same time, they do cover up the Under the Helmet Pod Instagram notification thing. So
yeah, but like people know where to find us because they already follow us on Instagram because they listened to the pitch at the beginning of the episode. And if you
the one at the end.
And if you didn't, that's okay. You still have time to hit that like button, leave a comment, share this video with all of your friends, send it to your college professors, send it to your English teacher. Tell them to subscribe or you won't turn in your essay. Under the Helmet Podcast does not condone getting bad grades just to send your teachers your favorite podcast.
Under the Helmet does not condone holding your essay hostage until your professor watches our show. But if you do it, please send us a message.
Send us their response, please. I'm begging
Yes. We
you. Just imagine like somebody like sending out a proper email, like, dear Professor So and So, I regret to inform you that I would like to turn this essay in. However, I was too busy watching the most disorganized podcast on the internet, Under the Helmet Podcast. So,
you know it's
if you
bad
would
when
like
they
to-
start with "I regret to inform you." Like it's the subtle way of saying prepare for this shit show I'm about to dump on your desk.
I love it when that happens. It's one of my favorite email starters. I regret to inform you.
I regret to inform you everything has
No, my
gone to
favorite is
shit.
the
And now
I
I'm
regret to inform you I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
As it is the most professional and corporate way to say, what the fuck are you talking about? I regret to inform you I have no idea what you're referring to. Can you please clarify? I'm welcome to a Teams meeting to clarify. Microsoft Teams. I have to say though, it's better than Zoom. Oh,
So is Discord. Discord's better than Zoom.
I can just imagine a professional workplace in 10 years' time using Discord as their main communication. So, dear boss, I regret to inform you that I will be unable to send the files that you request over Discord, as I do not have enough nitro. Can the kitten from HR please submit to me 10 nitro at this time?
Oh my
God. Please posting memes about it when Wednesday in general at this time. Anyways, Discord rant over. Let's get back to Andor. So this is gonna be, and then we finally get to talk about Luthen's warehouse, because that man literally said, "New fit, new me." He put on a wig.
Mm-hmm.
He dapped on makeup. Man was looking fresh. All right, as a fellow long-haired aficionado, I was digging it.
Oh yeah, long-haired aficionado. I don't know I don't know whose hair is growing out faster, because I've had less time, and yet I'm catching up with you.
Anyways, so dear Professor, hold on,
Callahan, I hope you know your comments are always gold, and they always make us laugh.
Hold on, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read this like it's Ben Solo here. Dear Master Luke Skywalker, I regret to inform you that a Wampa ate my data pad, so I cannot submit my essay on the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise. Submit.
Send.
The girl. The map of the Skywalker. We know you have it. But yes, yeah, Luthen very much is a this belongs in a museum, but he's also
my museum.
He's a swiggity swine. This is mine. Goku, Sidekick Red. Who ain't beating Goku today?
Oh,
I'm waiting for the answer. I'm anticipating and salivating the answer. Luthen ain't beating Goku.
Luthen Rail ain't beating Goku.
Let us talk about the things in Luthen's thing. In his museum. So
let us talk about them. I have a list right here.
So let me go and we will talk about everything except for the one thing that I want to talk about. So first thing we have is the mortise hands. We see shards of rock that have the different things from the mortise hands.
Oh, you mean the pieces of the door to the world between worlds?
Yes, the pieces of the door to the war between worlds. We also see a Jedi and Sith holocron. We see Indiana Jones's whip in carbonite. We see a Gungan shield.
Wait, fucking what?
Yeah, in the back office.
That's what that was.
Yep. There's also potentially the What's the little things in the skull eyes in the one Indiana Jones movie that might be next to the holocrons?
The crystal skull.
Yeah. No, it's the orange thing.
Oh, the Sankara stones.
Yeah, the Sankara stone. That's the one. That might be in the guy next to the holocrons, but it's hard to tell. There is also some Mando armor, but I'll let you talk about that.
Look,
There's a Gungan shield. There's a Wookiee horn, and there's also a Wookiee helmet. There is
the term you're using for the horn is a claron.
Claron, yeah, Claron, and there's also a Keldor mask. And there's nothing else of any kind of importance ever. Oh, right, there's a Twi'lek Calicori. Absolutely right.
What about the helmet of the Sith Apprentice?
What helmet? What's it?
The helmet to the Sith Stalker armor, Dylan.
Oh yeah, there is some Sith Stalker armor in there. But good thing it's not related to any character that I absolutely hate.
So discussing the Mando armor that we see in this episode, I don't have a picture of it, unfortunately. But we know it to be Din Djarin's post episode 3 of season 1 style. That being with the breastplate that connects the two smaller accent pieces and then has the main ab plate down here. Din Djarin is the only person that we've currently seen wear this style. Now, for the most part, that connected upper breastplate is that's a post-imperial, is what we had started deeming that style, because we'd only seen it in Mando, which is after the Empire's fall. To see that style now has a lot of Mandos scratching their heads, asking questions. Mainly, the one on our minds is, what the fuck? Because we thought we knew everything, and now we've just had it demonstrated that we, in fact, do not. So, we're
The
very
more
confused.
you learn. But yes, for those who have so adequately pointed it out, we do in fact see Starkiller's helmet from the Force Unleashed DLC in Luthen's office. Yay! So cool. Still
There is
not
no
canon.
escape.
Still not canon. Still not canon. Still not canon.
I do think it would be really funny if one of these days we, strap you to a chair and make you play The Force Unleashed.
So, don't get me wrong. The Force Unleashed isn't a bad game. It's a fun game. I just really don't like the character. And I really don't like the fandom surrounding the character. Like, there are a lot of people that ride that man's meat pretty raw. So, that's kind of the thing I don't like about Starkiller, is that people ride his meat way too raw. They very much overhype his feats, which are average at best. He didn't pull a Star Destroyer out of the sky. It was already falling. He simply guided it. I will die on this hill. He ain't beaten Goku.
Luke Skywalker did it in canon, though.
Luke Skywalker did what in canon? He pulled a Star Destroyer out of the sky?
Yeah. Well, sort of pushed it into a planet's gravitational pull, and that did the rest. But,
Source?
I remember reading about it.
So, here's the problem with that. I think I know the story you're referencing.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's the one that I think it is, that is an over-exaggeration from an Imperial officer talking to another Imperial officer about the legend of Luke Skywalker.
I know.
And that was about him
but it's still
going
cool.
and just slicing Star Destroyers in half with his lightsaber. They're, all kinds of shit. But it's meant to be over-exaggerated. That's not a true canon Luke feat. I know. I was debating somebody on TikTok about this earlier.
That being said, I think it's funny and kind of cool that there are urban legends about Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, it's called Legends.
But that being said, I believe we've covered everything as far as Andor and She-Hulk.
I've covered everything with Andor. Let's go ahead
Do we
and move
want
on.
to move into news and rumors? Do you have literally anything?
Deadpool 3 is coming.
We got that last time.
UCS Razor Crest is $600.
We got that last time.
Shadow of the Sith is a good book, and you should read it.
We got that for the past couple weeks.
Okay.
Twice a week.
I do want to take a second to say to everybody who has or will be affected by Hurricane Ian, our thoughts are with you. I'm right in the boat with you. I'm set to get I'm set to get a direct hit from the hurricane tonight, so that's going to be fun. So, yay! I'll post an update if anything happens. We should be fine.
Please post updates. I worry about you a lot, dude.
Will do. I worry about me too. I worry about the hurricane because it's trying to direct hit me, but I'm built different, so I'm gonna directly hit it first.
I am waiting to see a video of you on the roof of your apartment just swinging your lightsaber at a hurricane.
I don't want to ruin my lightsaber.
That's a fair point. Okay.
The electronics in here are expensive. They're so expensive.
Guns are temporary, but lightsabers, priceless.
I just got the thought of like me standing on the roof of like an apartment building, just firing a pistol to the hurricane. Listen, guys, if we all shoot the hurricane at the exact same time, okay, it will go away. Hurricanes are scared of guns.
It is very Florida logic. Okay. I have 5 points. Firstly, now Sir John Williams has been awarded an honorary knighthood. It was one of the last awards carried out by the Queen before she died.
Well, at least Lizzie was good for something.
Yeah. So.
Oof. That was a little too bad. Sorry, the
we have some bad news about Blade.
Yeah, the director left because apparently what he produced was dog shit.
Yeah. So Bassam Tariq will remain as executive producer. However, Marvel Studios' Blade director has exited the project as their director. Filming has been pushed back to early 2023. Will likely not make it to the November 3rd, 2023 release date. Will probably be delayed till 2024. Originally, the script was roughly 90 pages, which is not a very long movie.
No, not at all.
And only featured 2 evidently lackluster action sequences, which frustrated Mahershala Ali.
And Kevin
which is
Feige.
understandable.
Blark can Ian edit this guy like Starkiller Dylan. Think I won't. Listen, when it comes to power scaling, there is Superman, Goku, me, all the rest of fiction.
Where do I rank on this?
I have no idea. I just know for a fact I ain't being Goku.
Set realistic goals and expectations.
Hey, listen. All right. I'm great. I'm powerful, but I ain't being Goku. Let's keep it real.
Straight up. Breaking news. So this is potentially very good news for Armor Wars, as it is now being made as a theatrical release movie instead of a series. Yes. I do wonder if this has anything to do with Don Cheadle's contract now being that he just kind of comes back when he wants to. Maybe he wasn't on board for a series and was like, hey, give me the Rhodey movie. And they were like, we don't have a Rhodey movie. And he was like, give me the Rhodey movie. He was like, well, we can do a Rhodey movie. And he was like, good, you will. And now he gets it. And I'm happy about that.
It's gonna be interesting. I think it's gonna be a good opportunity. It's gonna be interesting. I can't wait to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Alrighty. Right, we're ending right around an hour tonight. Look at us. So, with all of that being said, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Under the Helmet Podcast. While you are here, don't forget, like, comment, share, and of course, subscribe. Join that Discord because
It's a fun
the meme
place.
chat is popping.
And
Follow
speaking
us on
of which, submissions to the meme chat have the opportunity to be entered into our new Tuesday segment, which does not yet have a name, but we will be showing off memes from the chat. Tonight we got a little preview. We showed off one of Callahan's, because I'm going to be completely honest, Callahan, you get that role of, you know, Meme Lord Supreme, or Supreme Leader of the Meme. What did I make it? Dark Lord of the Memes. You got that for a reason, and that's because you make some solid fucking memes for the Discord. We appreciate you a lot. But that being said, thank you all so much for coming out tonight. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay inside if there's a hurricane outside, or, you know, stay out of the hurricane. And we will see you next time that we go under the helmet.
going swimming in the storm, Serge.
God fucking damn it.